Hello, everybody. Ali Samaha here from CoachingCatalyzer.com, where we help growth focused, impact driven coaches install proven systems into their business that allow them to attract a steady stream of high value clients on autopilot. So I value your time. I want to dive right into it. Today's training is about LinkedIn optimization. Now, before I optimize my profile, I was getting completely ignored. And a few tweaks really allowed me to go from ignored to client magnet, from novice to expert, and really take my client acquisitions to a whole nother level. So I'm going to be sharing with you those small tweaks that you can make that can make an exponential difference in the kind of engagements that you get with your ideal prospects, which eventually leads to a lot of business opportunities. So remember, we're optimizing for one goal, and that is more conversations with our dream prospects. Now, what does it look like? What does your message inbox look like if you have an optimized profile? I'm just going to share with you, a few things that show up in my inbox just about every day, just so that you can understand the kind of results that you can get if your profile is optimized. So have a look at this. You'll get from your ideal prospects telling you, I'm looking for a way to solve a problem your LinkedIn profile says you help to solve. Intrigued I am. All right, you have my attention. This is of interest to me, right? Let's hop on a call. Your profile is intriguing. It's these kind of results that we're all looking for, right? So, and the list just goes on, and this is just over a very short period of time. So if you want results like this, pay very close attention. Have a pen, a paper out as I take you through one step at a time, every single element in your LinkedIn profile to really make the slight adjustments that will make all the difference in your client acquisition efforts. Let's start. All right. First things first, I'm going to be sharing with you a few examples so that you don't get overwhelmed and that you see how this can apply in a few different cases. So I'm going to share with you my examples and my clients as well, a few of them. So first things first, what is the first thing that somebody looks at when you request to join their network? You got it. It's your profile image and your cover photo. The visuals, right? Why? Because people have a very short period of time to judge whether they want you in your network or not, in their network or not. And so, first thing, you want your profile image, right, to really be some image that reflects the fact that you are somebody who's approachable, right? Smile and professional. So you want a headshot, something that's above, above the chest and very little space at the top. Just make it look professional. And I want to let you know, you do not want to overcomplicate this. Keep it super simple, right? My image, actually, I cropped it out of another image that I had. So I just took it out, right? And I placed it on my LinkedIn profile. Imperfect action is better than no action at all. Remember that as we progress through it. So you want to go into your LinkedIn profile to edit everything. You're going to go into me and you're going to go into view profile, right? And from there, you're able to click this pencil button here and you'll get access to an edit panel where you can just edit everything. So the next thing you want to do is, after you've optimized your profile image, professional and smiling, right? You want to go ahead and optimize this huge piece of real estate, which is at the top of your profile, called the cover image. Now, what would you want to put on the biggest portion of your profile? There's a few options, all right? You definitely want something that's in line with what you do, right? That speaks to your expertise or calls somebody to act, take a specific action, see a specific offer. In my case, CoachingCatalyzer.com is what I'm currently promoting, right? It's a mastermind for coaches that helps people go from, starting out to 6-7 figures, or people who are in 7 figures to really refine their approach and learn some of the stuff that we've learned, my business partner and I, over 10 years of blood, sweat, and tears, get to bypass all of the, challenges, the experiments, and apply that directly to their business. So that's what I'm promoting at the top of my cover image. So what will you promote? I'll show you what some of my clients. So Jackie Woodside is just saying ignite your life, because that goes with her brand. She's a life design coach, right? It ties with it. The colors look great. It's fantastic. It's professional. She's also smiling, chest up. Same thing, right? Vince Stevenson, he's a public speaking coach for executives and entrepreneurs. So he's the fear doctor, right? He even branded himself. He is all about getting people over their fear of public speaking and helping them get to a whole nother level executive influence. So just a few examples there. Vince is also smiling, looks approachable. That's exactly what you want. He looks professional. That's all you need. All right. Great. So we've covered two parts, right? So your photo, professional, smiling, your cover image, call to action, some sort of branding or benefits. All right. Next, pay attention here because I don't use LinkedIn in the way that LinkedIn tells me to use it. So the fields that I'm going to share with you, pay close attention because I don't actually follow the rules. I do what's required to get me the best results and to give the best impression to my ideal prospects so I can optimize for my objective, which is to get more engagement with my ideal prospects. So in the first name, I put my full name. All right. And why do I do that? You'll see in a second. But in the last name, what I do is I put a short description. So marketing consultant for coaches. In Jackie's case, it is coaching consultant for coaches. In Vince's case, is speaking coach to executives. And this same key phrase is going to be repeated 3 times in your profile. And that does something pretty awesome, which is it makes your profile search engine optimized, meaning it's easy to search for somebody who's looking for it. Just like in Google, you can do that on LinkedIn through this hack. Very few people know about it, so you can stand out. Believe it or not, it's really easy to stand out on LinkedIn. Even, some of the most famous influencers in the world, people like, Gary Vee, have a poor LinkedIn profile. So it's easier to stand out here than anywhere else. So if you just make these tweaks, you're going to be looking like an expert in no time. So you're going to repeat it here in the last name. You're going to repeat it in the headline. You're going to repeat it again in the summary. All right, 3 times. Remember that. All right, awesome. So how that's going to look is you're going to go into here and it's going to say Hadi Samaha, marketing consultant for coaches. See how that works out for us? We're using our space very effectively to our advantage. Next, former name. What I put in here is client acquisition specialist. What I recommend you put is your specific expertise, and it's going to go right here next to your name in brackets. Perfect, right? So they see my name and they know exactly who I am and who I help. What better way to introduce yourself than to give an awesome summary right there at the top, and then to magnetize your audience with a good profile image and a background. Great. So we've covered just about how many steps now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps. Now, the headline. So there's a few ways to go about the headline. The way I've done it is just I've used some keywords, something that would be searchable, something that my ideal prospects will probably put into the search tab in order to find somebody like me. Marketing consultant for coaches is necessary because remember, we're repeating it 3 times throughout the fields of the profile. But then I've also mentioned some other things that I can do, like I'm really good with sales funnels, inbound marketing, social selling, and that's my website because I want people to go there to find out about my offer, right? My mastermind community. So a few other examples. So a lot of coaches, they like the I help statement. So it could be something like I help niche overcome specific problem and achieve specific outcome through a proprietary method. That's just a long example. You can use it. You can also do it like Jackie here, right? Coaching consultant. I help coaches do more coaching, learn simple steps to help clients design their dream life. She's a life design coach. Perfect. I figured out everything about her from that top part. Vince, speaking coach, helping executives and entrepreneurs accelerate leadership and influence. All great examples. So do what works for you. I'm just trying to show you some variations so you don't get stuck. Remember, imperfect action is better than not moving at all. All right, so take action, get this done. Current position will really fill from your work history, which is in the bottom section. Just make sure that it's updated, that it's relevant, that it's what you're currently doing, what's relevant to your ideal prospect. When it comes to your education, trust me, don't think about it too much. One of my friends actually wrote School of Hard Knocks just to mock the idea of education this day and age. What's important is that you're able to solve your prospects' problems. I happen to go to one of the top schools in the world, but I'll be honest with you, what really matters when it comes to marketing and really, really getting a lot of business and a lot of business opportunities, a lot of conversation with our ideal prospects is how well you're able to illustrate that you can solve their problem. And that's it. And really demonstrate it through your action. So fill that in, fill your details in, your location, your industries, a drop-down list. Then we get to another very, very important part of the profile, which is the summary. Again, you're going to repeat your key phrase here. Mine is marketing consultant for coaches. Remember, Vince's speech coach to executives, Jackie's coaching consultant to coaches. So whatever sums you up, remember to put it in 3 areas in the headline, and here 3 areas. I've mentioned them over and over again. Just remember headline, description, and summary. So with that said, what is the first thing they want to know? That they're in the right place. So you need to let them know what you do, who you serve, right? Because at the end of the day, nobody wants to read to the end of your profile if your service is not relevant to them. So you want to let them know off the bat who you are and who you serve, right? I'm a marketing consultant for coaches. Okay, so coaches will likely read on. Jackie's is, are you a life coach or looking to become one? Automatically, she's letting, the prospect know that you're in the right place or you're in the wrong place. Vince, speaking coach to executives and entrepreneurs. Great. So if you want speaking coaching, that's or speech coaching, then you're in the right place. So you want to let that be known right at the top of your summary, right? And then you go into the next thing. And I recommend I help statement. Why? Because it summarizes everything. So I help, niche, overcome specific problem and achieve specific outcome using a proprietary method. I've gone about it in a little bit of a longer way that draws out the specific benefits of my offer and what it helps people overcome, right? So I help niche, install proven systems, so get a specific benefit, specific outcome without having to podcast, basically get burnt out using like 52 different things. So I'm helping them overcome the problem of overwhelm as well. You want to be able to pack that in because what allows you to really be an expert in the eyes of your prospect is your level of understanding of their current situation and your aptitude to solve that problem. So after that, you want to dive right into asking questions that's going to trigger them to think about where they currently are and where they want to be and how you as a coach can potentially bridge the gap between their current situation and their desired situation. So I'm asking them things like, would you like to consistently fill your calendar with 3 to 5 hot leads every week, giving you the freedom to pick and choose who you work with? So you see how I'm going from kind of an advantage to a higher level benefit? You want to do that. You want them not only to think about the outcome you're going to get them, but what that means for them, what that means for their business, for their life, for their freedom, and all of these things. The more you can think about high level things to get your prospect to think about that, the more you can drive their emotional buttons to do what you want. So in Jackie's case, she does something similar. Are you ready to take your coaching business to the next level? Are you looking for a proven process to get your clients amazing results? Because what they're looking for, in Jackie's case, she teaches life coaches how to, train in life design. And so she's coaching coaches. So they're looking for a process that they can use on their clients to get their clients results. So you want to do that. You want to show that you can solve their problem. Vince, same thing, right off the bat, are you a self-committed high achiever, right? Looking to get to the top and remain the top of your organization. So that's a huge thing, and these executives it's really going to click with them. So you need to understand inside out what your prospect wants and how you can position yourself as the vehicle to take them from where they currently are to where they want to be, kind of agitating the current and desired situation and showing how you can bridge the gap. So just to click out of here to share with you a little more of what I'm doing. So you can edit it all from the edit panel, but at the end of the day, what you want to do, ask them a few questions about the benefits that they have, right? And what it means for them and their business. So a lot of coaches, they want to sell without being salesy. Huge thing, right? You want to use technology to leverage because that allows more freedom of your time. So at the end, you want to ask them, does this resonate with you? And if so, you ask them to do something. So it's a call to action meaning letting them know what to do next. That's super important. All right. You've mentioned all of these benefits. The next thing you want to do is get them to do what you want them to do next. So your call to action can come in many, many forms. It could be, getting them to go to your landing page. It could be to set up a call with you as Jackie has, right? It could be like Vince. It could be, reaching out to you by a phone or email. But at the end of the day, don't forget to get your prospect to do what you want them to do. They've already read through your profile. They've already engaged with the questions that you've posed to them about their benefits and their pains. So you want them to know what they need to do next in order to engage with you. All right. So in my case, it's a call to action. Again, it's my mastermind community. And that's it. It's super clear where to go next. The next thing you want to do is have a section about social proof. Very simply, it's a testimonial section. It's what other people have to say about you, which demonstrates your level of expertise and your ability to solve the problem that your prospect has, right? So a lot of coaches, when they're first starting out, they get a little overwhelmed by this. I don't have any testimonials, remember that everybody started from nothing, right? So how do you overcome that? Very simple. Reach out to friends, family, employers, any contacts that you have who have seen you demonstrate a skill set or an aptitude for something that's relevant to what you do. So if you're a life coach, you might want someone to talk about how compassionate you are. If you're a business coach, want somebody to talk about how professional you are. Again, if you're a life coach, you might want somebody who talks about how well-rounded you are and how you're excelling in all parts of life so that you are trusted to be in a position where you can guide somebody to achieve the same. So don't get overwhelmed. Remember, imperfect action is better than no action. And in the beginning, everybody starts from zero, and you just need to be resourceful and reach out and get what you want. All right. A lot of people ask me why I put the testimonial section here. There's one at the end of the page. Well, quite simply, a lot of the prospects, when I've spoken to them, they told me they haven't read past the summary. So you want to make sure that they get everything that they need right at the top of the page so that they can take the action that you want them to do. Last thing is you want to repeat the call to action, because at the end of the day, the whole point of this is to get them to take action. So clarify exactly what you want them to do next once again. And then you might want to put a button here, right? Remember, all of this is from within the edit panel. So we've edited everything down to the summary. You want to maybe upload a link that takes them to a Calendly page, or takes them to a blog article, or takes them to anything that helps solidify your expertise. Then this section I'm just going to brush over, but just to let you know, don't think about too much. Experience, you want to just put any experience that's relevant to what you do. Anything that's not or conflicting, if you want to remove it, right? So here I have, my current position, which has to do with exactly what I'm promoting. Then, marketing consultancy, then previous work that I've done in marketing, then my education, which, I had got a specialization in marketing, so it's completely relevant to my prospect. Make sure everything ties in really well. Use the volunteer experience if anything adds to it. For example, I've built homes, I've worked in the World Food Program. All of these things are very valuable and show that I'm well-rounded and I'm all about giving and creating an impact. All right? Then the last part is skills and endorsements. You definitely want to list your skills, reach out to your friends, reach out to your, anybody that's worked with you, endorse them, and they'll endorse you back. Remember the law of reciprocity, give and you shall receive. All right. That's just about it. All right. So it seems like a lot, but trust me, if you just go back and watch step by step as I take you through field by field, you'll go from novice to expert, from completely ignored like I was, to getting your prospects to reach out to you, just like my case, right? And you'll be getting a lot more business and you'll be creating a lot of more impact in no time.